The real estate market can be quite complex, and it can vary from region to region. You need a professional, experienced team that can help you navigate the real estate market and achieve your goals. Find Dan Gemus and his team online at dangemus.com. Now, back to the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.
Okay, we're back. I've got Kathy Talbot and Matt Alita in studio with me today. Sales reps with the Dan Gemus team. We're having lots of fun. Our fun question today, get involved, is what movie could you rewatch over and over and over again? Text us your answer to 10800. They are streaming in. Lots of folks texting in. We will share them live in the next segment here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. Matt, you have a wedding today. We forgot to mention.
Yeah, I'm going to a wedding. I have the privilege of being the MC. So
you will be an awesome MC.
I'll try to have fun with that. So the wedding this afternoon. Congrats to Rebecca and Brandon.
Oh, congrats, guys!
So, yeah,
great.
They're getting married there. They've had a
Outdoors?
lot going on. Yes, yeah, outdoor
Nice.
wedding. I don't know how they do it. They've had a lot going on. They had damage from that ice storm a few months ago. They're still dealing with insurance and all that. And so, in the midst of that, trying to plan a wedding. So yeah,
piece of cake.
So. Good for them. All their planning will finally be sort of coming to a conclusion,
leave all that
right?
behind and just soak
That's
up their
right.
day.
Congrats to them. That's awesome. What a beautiful day for an outdoor wedding. There you go. Okay, so some garage organization tips. Well, for a clutter-free space, many people have garages, and they often are the place that you just throw everything.
And there's not a car in there.
Nope. Right?
You said yours is cluttered, but your vehicles are in there, so you're doing good.
Well, we just literally last weekend started doing a big cleanup. Mm-hmm. So, so here are some tips on how to get your garage clutter-free, which this is my favorite one right off the top. Start with a clean slate. Take everything out, work your way backwards. Mm-hmm. Everything's got to come out.
Oh, wow.
That's the best way to do your window, because our windows get all the flies and bugs get on the, on the sills and that kind of thing. And then the floor, same thing in the corners. You got to get it all out and work your way backwards. That way you don't put everything back in. That's the key. We have a pole barn. I just shift everything to the pole barn. It's great.
I was just going to say.
Categorize and group items. So group similar items together, whether it's gardening tools, sports equipment, or holiday decorations. Categorizing will make items easier to find and put away. Invest in shelving units.
Yes.
This is a game changer.
Vertical storage.
Whatever, vertical, or some people, if you have a smaller garage, you can put some shelving units up high, right? So you can hang them from the ceiling.
I love those racks where you take the totes and you I forget.
Slip them in,
you slide the totes in there and they hang overhead. Those are awesome.
Yes, brilliant.
Yeah,
just keeps things. It's unused space up top, right? So. May as well put it up if you can't don't have the space on the main level. Use clear storage bins so you can see what's happening in those bins.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Consider a pegboard wall. So a pegboard wall is a versatile way of holding tools, brushes, and other items. Customize it with hooks and baskets to fit your needs.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All about being organized, right? Store items off the floor, like we talked about. So bikes. Shovels and brooms and all that kind of stuff. Get the holders on the wall and get them off the floor, which really helps. Then you can keep the floor cleaner, right? Keep the mud and dirt and everything else off the floor. It's a natural collector for those areas, right? Create a workshop area if your garage is big enough, right? If you're a into DIY projects, set up a dedicated workshop area with a workbench, tools, and supplies. This keeps everything in one spot and encourages creativity. For those of us who are not creative, well, still encourage it. Safe storage for hazardous materials. So again, you don't want to necessarily have hazardous materials in the house. You want to keep them in the garage, right? So think about the best way to do that. Regularly decluttering. This is the key. If you keep up with it,
that's right.
It's a bit easier.
Who has time for that?
I know. It's a challenge, right? And the next thing you know, the kids' bikes are in the center of the room as opposed to on the sides. And next thing you know, they're rollerblades and they're basketball and they're baseballs and they're whatever else. It just keeps creeping up in the middle of the room. Label everything. So are you guys big labelers? Do you like to have things like labeled and organized? Felicia at home who's more organized at home?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question, Dan. You're trying to get me in trouble here.
Felicia listening? Yeah.
It really depends on what it is, right? Depends on which room. there's certain areas. She's really big on like, hey, these are the main areas that are highly trafficked. Let's keep these areas tidy and clean. And then sometimes though your rooms, like your
secondary
bedrooms,
rooms,
sometimes those tend to collect the clutter because you're trying to move things out. If you're having company over, you can just shut the bedroom door, right? So I think I'm more particular about some of those rooms, and she's more particular about the main areas. So it's kind of a mix. Yeah, it's a mix of both. Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about some tips for a clutter-free garage. Think seasonally. Rotate items based on the season. For instance, keep snow shovels accessible in the winter and gardening tools in the spring.
Sure.
For those who love to garden, like Kath, you must have like a big area in the garage for the garden stuff, right?
I have most of it in the shed.
Okay.
And then some of it hanging on the wall in the garage.
All right. Because you're still gardening quite a bit. You still love it. You still get out there, and you should come over to my place and garden.
Every time I come here on
the
radio show, I pull a couple weeds.
Yes. Awesome. See, every week, how many weeks we have? We have 52 weeks, like 2 shows a week. That's a lot of weeds. You can pull, Kath. There you go. Be awesome. Use wall space like we talked about for bikes and large tools to get them off the ground.
Yeah.
And it really makes a difference there. So there's a couple of tips there for some clutter-free garage space.
And you're a minimalist.
Yes.
So I'm surprised you have too much clutter.
It's getting the issue is, as you have kids, right? We have 3 and they all collect stuff and they have toys and they can't keep them in one place. And next thing you know, we get busy, so we're not home that much, and things just kind of get thrown into a corner. Yep. Next thing you know, the corner's getting bigger and bigger with a bigger pile, and a couple months goes by, and you got a garage full of stuff you can't park.
It's hard to be a minimalist with kids.
Yes.
Like it's just because they're constantly, their interests are changing. They're picking up new hobbies. They're growing. There's always, there's more stuff, right?
I find as they're getting older, it's getting easier. Yeah. Because, young kid, like 0 to 2 years old, they have a lot of just all kinds of stuff everywhere. As they get like Sophie's 7 now, it's a bit more of an organized fashion now, a little bit more than it was with less small stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
How's her room? How does she keep her room?
Good. So we are all about letting the kids play and make a mess, and once a week they'll do a big cleanup. But she has her dolls out, and she's got a village built on the floor with her things, and they are big into like keeping themselves occupied without being on electronics all the time. So we let them kind of have at it, and once a week, let's get the room cleaned up and start afresh, and then a new village from
That's
there.
Right.
So
I think we've all shown houses where you can't even hardly get into the kid's bedroom because it's just stuffed with stuff.
Yeah. But so that's that. A reminder, we are doing the gift card giveaway for the Richmond Popcorn Company. If you want a chance to win today, you want to text the keyword butter, BUTTER, butter to 10800 with your first and last name, and you'll be entered to win the contest. But in the meantime, we're going to have some fun in the next segment. We're going to have your answers for what movie could you rewatch over and over and over again. You are texting in like crazy with your answers. We'll share them live on the air. So again, what movie could you rewatch over and over and over again? Text 10800 with that response, and we'll share them live on the air after the break. So lots more to come with Kathy Talbot and Matt Alita. I am Dan Gemus right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.